Don't panic. I can't stress that enough. If you make a mistake, you can correct it. If something breaks, you can usually fix it with glue and clamps. A clamp is the most massively useful thing a woodworker can have. Partly it has practical value, holding things in place, allowing you to attack the now stationary object with saws, chisels and the like. More importantly, a clamp has immense psychological value, because its name is also the function it is intended to serve, therefore requiring very little brain power to operate. The woodworking galaxy can be a confusing place at the best of times, but even more so when it comes to measuring things. For example, this picture frame measures 365mm wide, which is the same as 1 foot 2 3/8 inches. There are too many ways of measuring things, and here lies the confusion. Lucky for us, Babelfish Tools have a solution to the confusion. Babelfish Tools is a small family-run business that have been making their universal measuring kit for 6 generations. They also ship those products across the galaxy with many 5-star reviews. They've kindly sent me some of their products on loan and asked if I could make something using them. Thanks Babelfish Tools. The kit includes a straight edge, a bevel gauge, a compass and a curled up strip of paper. The Babelfish Tools Universal No Numbers Measuring Kit. Discount codes in the description. Great tools like this deserve to be on show, so laying these tools onto a piece of wood, let's trace around them with a pencil. The Babelfish Tools Bevel Gauge. Loosen the wing nut and set its angle using a square corner. We can then use our bevel gauge to mark the outline of our design. Babelfish tools are designed to work together, and the award-winning straight edge can be used with the bevel edge, allowing the user to extend layout lines with no numbers necessary. Before we try the last tool in the kit, let me tell you about some more interesting products that Babelfish Tools have to offer. The woodworking galaxy can be a confusing place at the best of times. Can you tell me the name of these tools? Don't fret, Babelfish have ways of coping with situations like this. The Babelfish Tools Universal Less Words glasses feature augmented reality AI that remove confusing terminologies and identify tools using less words. The glasses are available in over 1500 languages and can be mounted to most video cameras. It also never needs charging, so no matter where you are in the galaxy, you'll be able to use any tool with less words. Babelfish Tools are your new BF. The last tool in the kit is this strip of paper. Holding it up to the lines on this wood, we can mark this paper and use it to set the fence on our saw. The cut is made and new marks are added to the strip to reset the fence and make another cut. Look at that, we've made a rectangle without using numbers. There's actually 2 of them, thanks Babelfish Tools. With these cut to size, we can move on to cutting out the shapes we drew earlier. We can do that in a number of ways, but let's use a drill and a saw. You might have noticed that this doesn't look very good, and you're right. Let's fix that by laying it on a piece of paper and tracing around it. The material of choice is wood. Nice. Using the BF compass, we can measure the thickness of the wood. No need for numbers. Let's take the compass over to the paper from earlier and draw circles at each corner of our rectangle. Then using the BF straight edge, connect the circles with a pencil. You see that? That's the same as this. That means this is a drawing of this. I think this insert should live in a groove, so this drawing needs to be fixed. That's easy. All we need to do is take the BF straight edge and draw a square in each of our corners. The BF compass is still set to the material thickness, so let's draw some circles using our new positions and connect them with the straight edge like we did a second ago. Our drawing now shows us how deep we need to make our grooves and how big we need the wood to be. But thinking ahead for once, let's see what joinery to use. The drawing is telling us to use butt joints. With the BF straight edge, we can change its opinion by connecting these points together. That looks better. Let's take our BF paper strip and measure the front bit. With the end of the BF paper strip, starting at a corner, lay it flat along the pencil line and make a mark where the front bit stops. Then all we do is lay the paper strip onto our wood and extend the pencil marks. The BF bevel gauge set to square can be used to mark our cut line. The bevel gauge is also used to copy the angle from our drawing and to set the angle on our saw. Then all we need to do is cut to the lines. Onto the left and right sides now. Use the paper strip to measure from the drawing and transfer it to the wood. Then cut the side pieces. The anti-penultimate job is to cut the grooves. Let's take a side piece over to the paper and trace around it. Then we can position the inside bit somewhere that looks good and trace around it, giving us a template to work with. We could measure the drawing with the compass again, but I wanted to show you another great use for the bevel gauge. If we line it up with the template and open it until it touches the mark where the groove starts, we can use it to set the fence on our saw to the correct width. The height of the blade is set using the BF straight edge because we used that to mark our groove offset on the template. It's useful at this point to mark the parts before cutting to ensure that we are using the same reference edge in the next step. I'm using a mixture of arrows and trees for my marks. You can use any characters you like, but not numbers. This groove is a bit narrow, so let's take another measurement from the drawing. Referencing from the same line as before, extend the BF gauge to the far side of the groove. We've measured to the far side of our drawing, therefore when we set the saw fence we need to measure to the far side of the blade. Just like that. You see that there? To remove the rest of the wood in the groove, I'm going to use the nudge the fence technique. The fence nudge technique is widely popular with all saw owners and has been a reliable way to creep up on cuts whilst completely ignoring numbers. These fit nicely into the groove, so let's glue these together. And then colour them black. Once the colour is dry, we can glue the parts together. Babelfish tools have removed the need for confusing numbers and made woodworking easier wherever you are in the galaxy. But, in reality, what they've done is given us another way of measuring things. There are too many ways of measuring things, and I feel like we're back to where we started. Which unit of measurement is best?